Hey, welcome everyone. So this is a session on Ramanujan's approximations to pi. However, this specific video is a kind of a teaser video, and this is going to be 10 to 15 minute duration, where we'll give a quick excerpt of Ramanujan's biography, and then we'll give an overview of how Ramanujan approached the formulae for approximations to pi. So do not expect any proof or derivation, because this is a popular lecture. There is another longer lecture which also is a popular lecture, but there we would be covering the prerequisite mathematical topics that are needed to understand Ramanujan's formulae on approximations to pi, and then we would cover in sequence the topics that Ramanujan handled to derive the formulae on approximations to pi. So we'll get started. I'm going to share a presentation. Okay. So just to give you a glimpse into the interesting formulae on pi that Ramanujan came up with. You can see there are varying degrees of complexity in these formulae, and depending on which one you choose, the decimal level accuracy will differ for each of these formulae. The bottommost formula is a bit different. It uses simple geometrical concepts to come up with approximate values to pi, and even in that there are two geometrical constructions. The first one gives you a relatively lesser accurate value, and then the second one gives you more accurate value. The top half contains quite a few formulae, and these are all based on something called modular equations, which Ramanujan developed to a great extent. And the longer lecture, which I mentioned, covers some of these material, the subject of modular equations. So just to give a quick background about myself, I am Varaha. I work with a company called Avalara, and I'm not a mathematician. I'm a mathematics enthusiast. I also would like to thank the Association of Mathematics Teachers of India, because it is under their guidance that in this lecture has been prepared. And I would also like to thank Dr. who is the General Secretary of the Association of Mathematics Teachers of India, and then Mr. P. Ramesh, who is the Secretary for Popular Lectures at Association of Mathematics Teachers of India. And this presentation itself has been prepared based on inputs taken from quite a few interesting mathematical books published by Borwein brothers, who are mathematicians and who came up with proofs for many of the approximations to pi that were proposed by Ramanujan. And then there are also a couple of books and essays published by Dr. Bruce Bent, who is a number theorist and who published proofs for many of Ramanujan's theorems. And also Wikipedia, and then compilation and gallery at Institute of Mathematical Sciences, Chennai. And then from the web, I took inputs from some of the derivations that were provided by a mathematics enthusiast by name Ramanujan Singh. So this session, when I say this session, I mean the longer session, is about how to go about deriving the approximations to pi. And the shorter lecture, which is this, is a teaser to the longer video. So when we hear of the name Ramanujan, each of us thinks of different things. Some of them think of magic squares. Some of you may think of Ramanujan's taxicab number 1729, which he mentioned as an interesting number because it's the smallest number that could be expressed as sum of two cubes. And then later it was proved that it could actually be explained, it could actually be written as sum of three different cubes. There is three pairs of cubes. And then you also have some these interesting formulae here, which are relatively simple compared to some of the other complex formulae that we came up with. And then we also have here something called continuous fractions, which was a specialty of Ramanujan. And he seems to have taken a lot of delight in writing theorems around continuous fractions. Now, some of you may also remember the puzzle proposed by Mahal Nobis, who was a famous statistician from India to Ramanujan, and then Ramanujan came up with an answer based on continuous fractions within a few seconds. So one thing that you can see from all these examples is that a lot of these are puzzle-like. So they are more like mathematical puzzles, and then Ramanujan seems to have had a very good mathematical background to solve those puzzles. But these examples and puzzles do not do justice to the great mathematical personality that Ramanujan was, because more than solving simple or complex puzzles, Ramanujan, he did his works in such a way that it paved way for totally new areas of mathematics to be developed, and it has kept many number theorists busy for the next 100 years, spread across the world. And to understand the contributions of Ramanujan, I think it makes sense to just take a look at this slide to understand different areas in which Ramanujan contributed. So you can see that he has started with elementary algebra, and then number theory, and then infinite series, which is also around number theory, and then integral calculus, hypergeometric functions, Q series, which he developed to a large extent. These fields were already present before, but Ramanujan gave a new impetus, and many deep derivations and theorems Ramanujan came up with. Similarly, on the gamma functions, theta functions, and modular functions, which are his favorite, and of course partition theory, which is not mentioned here, but which was his doctoral thesis, and then mock theta functions, which he wrote on his deathbed, and which took many decades before other mathematicians could expand on it. And then in terms of his contributions, what we should remember is Ramanujan published about 3,500 theorems, and while general belief is that he had the proofs for most of them, it's just that for lack of space he did not write the full proofs, and most of these theorems have been proved to be correct, and over the next 100 years many mathematicians have completely proved all these theorems, especially Dr. Bruce Berndt and Dr. Ken Ono, and then Dr. George Andrews, Dr. Richard Askey. So these people have been instrumental in shedding light on Ramanujan's works. Just to give a quick biography of Ramanujan, he was born in 1887. This was his mother, Mrs. Komar. Ramanujan was educated in the Kumbakonam Town High School, and then in 1901 he got hold of a book called Course Synopsis, which actually was a book used by mathematics honors college students in those days, but Ramanujan started using it when he was in his school years. And in a couple of years he had completely mastered it. The style of Carr's writing would remain with him until his last days, and then many of his theorems and propositions had a very similar style as that of Carr. And then Ramanujan enrolled in the Government Arts College Kumbakonam, but he did not complete his college graduation because he failed in many other subjects except mathematics. And that was because he was exceptionally devoted to mathematics. So he couldn't find time for any other subject. In 1909, he was married to Mrs. Janaki Ammal, who lived for a very long time, and she passed away in 1993 when she was 94 years old. So she outlived Ramanujan by 73 years. And then this is Ramachandra Rao, who was a district collector, and then he helped Ramanujan get some scholarship. And then here's one of the contributions that Ramanujan made to Journal of Indian Mathematics, to which he regularly contributed with theorems and puzzles and so on. This is Mr. Walker, who was the head of the Madras Port Trust, and then he recommended Ramanujan to the Madras University Syndicate to give him scholarship, and also recommended that Ramanujan contact Hardy. who was the foremost number theorist in that time. And this is Hardy, who was present in London, who was very popular and reputed mathematician at that time. He still is one of the best number theorists humanity has produced. And here, Ramanujan contacted Hardy in 1913, and then in 1914, Ramanujan traveled to London, and here is an image of the letter that he wrote to his mother. This is in Tamil. Then Ramanujan got his BA degree in mathematics in 1916. It was called BA by research because Ramanujan's contributions were original, and even though he did not fulfill other requirements, that is with respect to other subjects, he was awarded a BA in mathematics due to his research contributions. And then in 1918, he was awarded a doctorate. In 1919, he sailed back to India, and then in 1920, he passed away. It was a very short, eventful life, a rags to mathematical riches story. And he made immense contributions in that short span of time. And in 1930s, Watson and Wilson, who were students of G.H. Hardy, they took upon themselves the task of proving many of Ramanujan's theorems. Unfortunately, Wilson also passed away at the age of 40 in mid-1930s. And then this is George Andrews, and then this is Bruce Berndt, who proved many of Ramanujan's theorems. For the teaser video, these are all the contents, and this is the end of the teaser video. In the longer video, we will be covering the mathematical prerequisites of arithmetic, geometric mean, elliptic integrals, theta functions, hypergeometric series, and modular forms, and then modular equations, and then the formulae for pi, which Ramanujan derived. I hope you found this short video interesting. I would honestly request you to watch the longer video. Thank you for your time.